What's going on, YouTube? I'm going to do a video showing you how I do a water change, some pruning, and gravel vacuuming, and also EI dosing of my Aqueon Evolve 8. So sit back and watch how I make this tank grow and stay clean. So I have some of the things that I use to maintain my tank. I have my gravel vacuum, a scrub pad, my planting tools, my bucket, a towel, and inside my aquarium stand I also have 2 gallons of preconditioned water that's been there for a week. So let's get started. So the first thing I do is I take my scrubber and I scrub the front of the aquarium glass. This is acrylic actually, first. And I do only one side of the tank every time I do a water change. And because I have a placostomus in here who likes to eat some of the algae, and I don't want to clean the entire aquarium. I just want to do one side at a time. Last week I did the left side, this week will be the front, next week will be the right, and I just keep alternating. So, just trying to get some green spot algae here. And you know, people, it's okay to have algae, it's normal, it actually shows a healthy tank. So, you know, don't think that a healthy aquarium is one that is spotless, because that is not true. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to prune my Amazon sword and any dead leaves or leaves that look like they're going to be dying out soon. And you do this for 2 reasons. Is one, any leaf that has a hole or is turning yellow, the plant is wasting energy trying to heal that leaf, so rather than have the plant waste energy, you just cut it off. And 2, when you cut these leaves, it causes the plant to grow new leaves, and you want that growth in the tank. That's a very efficient way to starve off algae in your fish tank. You know, you don't want to try to prevent algae, you want to try to grow plants. And that's a mistake I did early on, is I always try to prevent algae instead of focusing on growing plants. If you have plants that are growing, you won't have huge algae problems. Alright, so I'm just looking for leaves that look pretty much done. Cut that off. It's okay, these Amazons are resilient. They grow fast in the right conditions, and don't be afraid, chop them up. Okay. This thing looks done right here. I highly suggest, if you don't have the proper planting tools, you know, tweezers, scissors, try to invest in some, because it makes your job a lot easier. And you can find some very cheap on eBay, Amazon, and you don't have to buy all of them. You know, I found a very cheap set which had everything, the landscaping tool, different types of tweezers and all that stuff, so don't be shy. Alright. And it looks like that might be about it. All the other leaves look pretty good. Alright, so I just took all the plants that I cut, put them in the bucket, and now it's time to gravel vacuum. I took out my driftwood, stick, a lot of detritus or debris gets stuck underneath hardscape. So you want to take all that out. And now I'm going to gravel vacuum plants and floor it. Here we go. I put a finger at the end of the tip on the other end of the hose, so that way I can control when I want water to get sucked out and when I don't. I don't like to go too deep. A lot of this is good for the plant, so you just want to get the stuff on the top. You don't want to disturb too much of the gravel. Then over the plants, I just kind of do this, try to get some of the debris to come out. And I do EI dosing, so I'm going to take out 50% of this water. Now that I took 50% of the water out, I then get my sponge here. Alright. And I put this in the water I just took out, and I just squeeze out some of the dirt. Alright, now while the water is 50% down, I use this opportunity to put some Flourish XL, and I do that at this point because I want a higher concentration in the tank to combat any algae that I find concerning. So just throw it in there. There's some tiny spots of black beard algae. You really have to look closely to see it, but I'll just throw in some Excel there to eradicate that, and there you go. So I got Excel in there. I'm gonna let it sit there for a while, and then it's gonna be time to treat my tap water. And I have already went and did that. I have two of these pitchers here, and I treated the tap water with Prime, and Prime is by far, based on my experience, the best water conditioner out there. It removes chlorine, chloramines, ammonia, detoxifies nitrate, and provides a slime coat. I mean, this stuff is worth the money. It's a little pricey, but it's worth it. Alright, now it's time to pour the water back in, and I'm going to go ahead and start off slow at first. You don't want to rush it. This water clearly isn't exactly the same temperature as the water in the tank, so you don't want to stress your fish too much. So you want to go slow. These guys are used to this process, but nothing wrong with taking your time. I want to just empty out this whole thing and be done with it in 10 seconds. Alright, now some of you may have seen my EI dosing video on my modified potable chi, but I'm going to do it for you again. Start off with Flourish Potassium. I put in about 0.15 milliliters of this in the tank. And I started putting potassium on this tank because I noticed that my starting remnants are actually a little bit yellow, and I want them greener. Whenever you have plants that are showing a yellowish color in their leaves, more likely than not it needs more potassium. But if they're green, then you don't really need to do this because the nitrate, the nitrogen, and the phosphorus both have potassium. So don't even sweat it, but you know, you gotta be flexible in this hobby. You can't, you know, everybody's tank is different. Alright, next is phosphorus. This is potassium phosphorus. Put in 0.15 milliliters of this. Put it kind of right by this filter out tank so I could just get dispersed in the tank. Alright. Next is fluorous nitrogen. I put in 0.6 of this in the tank. And this is on the estimated index, everybody, so this isn't just some arbitrary number I made up. There's tons of articles, you can check forums, and I'll tell you how to do it based on your tank size. Alright. And you see me dipping the syringe back in the water. I'm just sucking in more water than shooting back out, making sure I get all the liquid fluid out of the plunger. And lastly, I have the Trace Minerals Fluorous Comp. This has boron, chlorine, cobalt, copper, iron, manganese, sodium, zinc, a bunch of other stuff, soluble potash. There's all the trace minerals. I put in 0.15 of this. Right amount. Okay. Pop it in. Open the aquarium water, get all that liquid fluid. Boom, there it is. That's it. That is EI dosing, and what you see in this video, I do this once a week. You know, EI dosing, you have to do a 50% water change every week, and you dose these liquid fluids, the exact ones that I put in, you do that every other day. And so by the 7th day, it's time for water change. Do 50%, do your thing, and then start the whole process all over again. And the idea with EI dosing is you want to basically put an excess amount of nutrients in your water, and you want to make sure your plants, when they need to eat, they have all the nutrients they need. That way you're not battling any algae. You know, a lot of algae starts to form when there's not enough nutrients in the tank, or not enough CO2, not enough light, some type of imbalance. But you got to feed the plants. You got to give them nutrients. I have a CO2 on this tank injected about 1 bubble a second. 2 EHIM lights programmed to go on. I got it about, I think I got it 5 hours. It also gets indirect sunlight, so it gets plenty of light. CO2 is good. You probably noticed that my CO2 indicator was a lot lighter when I started this video. Since I put new water in, it's a lot greener, so you know, that's normal, and it's nighttime anyway, so the pH is going to start going back up. Alright. So that's it. Right now I'm just cleaning off the lid, you can see here, and my thermometer came off there. Put that sucker back in, and put my lid back on. Boom, that's it. There you have it. And it's my fish tank. If you have any questions, anything about the steps, the EI dosing, the gravel vacuuming, the pruning, whatever it may be, just leave me a message and I'll get back to you. Alright guys, good luck with your tanks. Thanks for watching. Peace.